And welcome back to Jeff Koinange live on the road. Today, we're in Kilindini Harbor. That's right, in Mombasa County, at the site of the second container terminal at a cost of close to 30 billion shillings. Somebody say, oh my.
Oh my.
I was speaking to the managing director of the Kenya Ports Authority, Catherine Wairi, here on site. Never done before. Thank you so much again for taking time out and also allowing us into this port, you know, because it's high security area.
It is.
I mean, it was a tough time getting in, by the way. Tough.
Good.
Which means, brings me to my point about corruption. I mean, people have been talking endlessly about corruption at the port. And you guys get the blame, whether it's KRA related, whether it's immigration or customs, corruption falls on your hands, on your watch. What do you say?
Corruption is a big thing. We can't run away from it. It is there, and for as long as there's a giver and a taker, there will be corruption. I spoke about this, and I said the people who own the cargo, the people who bring in the cargo, are the ones, together with bad elements, who abet and aid corruption. But we have put them on notice, and we have said anyone who is caught aiding and abetting corruption shall be dealt with. A case in point is back in May, we went on record and said we've brought in cybercrime detectives because we felt there was something wrong somewhere. We invited them in, they came in, did the investigations, and they unearthed a lot. Hence the arrests that you've been seeing. So we're not running away from the issue of crime and corruption. We are saying that we are going to deal with it firmly together with the other agencies, because we have a multi-agency, or what we call interagency teams, working together. And what we have on site to make sure that we see what is happening, we have over 500 cameras within the port, with a central command where we can see every little thing that is happening. So if you come here wanting to steal those containers, we will see you.
Yeah, but 104 disappeared.
They did not disappear. They were seen going out. That's why they were found at that CFS I was talking about. Yes. So we are able to monitor. And we've got robust IT or ICT systems that we can use, and they give us a very good audit trail of what is happening.
Yeah.
Yes.
Speaking of CFSs, and that's the, what's it called, container...
Freight station.
There you go, container freight stations. And there have been several that have been built over the years, I think since 2007, 2009. What's going to happen to them once C2 is up and running and fully serviced, you know, fully running? What's going to happen to them? Will they be obsolete? Because there's a lot of concern from the CFS owners. What's going to happen to them?
I've always said the coming of the SGR is going to be a game changer. And people have to realign themselves. And for them to remain relevant, they have to figure out how they're going to coexist with the coming of the SGR. So we had a retreat with the CFS operators, and we discussed this with them. We told them, listen, you know this is coming. Everybody knew at one point that this was going to come. So you need to align your business to the coming of the SGR.
A few months ago, you were talking about several months ago, a few months ago, a couple of ships have been blown up in the offshore because they contain drugs. Was that under your watch? Is that under KPA, or is that KRA, or is that something else?
That was under KRA.
But if a ship like the one behind us, if it comes full of drugs, and the president says he's going to blow them up, if you find a ship that's full of, what happens? What's the process? What's the steps?
It's a multi-agency process, because these decisions are taken at the highest level. So if the president has said ships that come in and are going to be blown up, especially those carrying conventional cargo, then they will be blown up. But these ones which carry containers, and one thing that people don't know is when containers are being declared, or cargo is being declared, the container is said to contain. when you say, and this is an international term, said to contain.
Right.
Even the master of the ship does not know what is in the container because it is said to contain shoes. It is said to contain bales of cloth. Yeah. So that is what KPA will get. That is what the shipping line will get. But what KRA is going to get is the manifest, and they have the mandate to open and check if there's anything that is suspicious.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do they check every container? Is every container opened and checked here?
No.
Not every?
Not all containers are checked. Those that are targeted are checked, but all of them going out are verified. KRA has got scanners on site, so they ensure that the containers that are going out are scanned, then they go out.
Not the ones coming in?
The ones coming in are normally checked at on site, at factories. If it is tea, if it is, they're checked at the site.
Yeah. Sometimes on TV, like a few weeks ago, we saw someone had, like you said, are set to contain. So this one was set to contain mattresses and furniture. And they opened it up, and it was a couple of brand new Range Rovers.
Oh, yes. Said to contain. But if it is suspected that there's been under-declaration or misdeclaration, the container is going to be targeted and opened, and we facilitate that.
And then what happens? They just...
No, then the security agents, Kenya Revenue Authority, they all come into play, and everybody plays their part.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you satisfied with the kind of cooperation you get from KRA, you get from security? Are you satisfied with the cooperation you get?
Yes. As of now, our collaboration and cooperation has been taken a notch higher. As I stated earlier, security has become paramount in this country. It's an issue in this country. So we found it necessary to make sure that we are all working together towards one goal. So we're working very well together right now. Yes.
The other big concern, MD, and I'm sure you know this, is people bringing weapons through containers like this. Is that a concern as well? Weapons that go, whether it's domestic or to neighboring countries. Is that a concern?
It's a concern all round. It is a concern all round. Yes. And that's why we are all very vigilant. If anyone suspects, if it's security, it is KRA, KPA, if there's any sort of suspicion, that cargo will be stopped.
But inevitably, something slips through. Inevitably. You can't be perfect. You
can't be perfect. We strive for that perfection, but yes, inevitably, sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes.
Competition. Okay, Dar es Salaam is another port that's doing quite well, they say. And of course, down the coast all the way to Durban. How is competition without this C2 coming on board?
We cannot be complacent. There's a lot of developments happening around the region, and we need to make sure we're on top of our game. Dar es Salaam right now is really not our competition because last year they did about 600,000 TEUs. But that's not to say that tomorrow they will not do 1 million TEUs. So we always have to make sure we stay a step ahead.
Yeah.
Yes. That's why we're doing all these developments. Right now we've done City 2. Another development is going to be the movement of what you see here. This is the Kipevu oil terminal. We are going to move it from here to the Dongo Kundu side, the other side. This is the Kipevu oil terminal over here. Yeah.
And this is strictly what, oil, gas, or?
It's oil.
Oil.
Yeah, it's oil. Yes. And on the other side of the new Kipevu oil terminal, we'll be able to handle 4 vessels. 2 big ones, 2 small ones at a go. Right now we can only do 1. Yeah.
And how many container ships can you handle here at C1 and C2?
We can do 1 currently at CT2, and 3 big ones here where we are. So at any one time we can do 4.
And we're talking 24 hours?
24 hours.
So you can unload a big container ship in what? A day, 2 days?
3 days.
In 3 days?
In 3 days.
With how many containers on board?
Loading, offloading, 3,000, 4,000.
So it's about 1,000 a day?
1,300.
A day?
A day.
And
that is why we need to have efficient evacuation services. And this is why we keep on saying SGR, its time has come.
Game changer.
Game changer.
Lamu, how's that going to affect this?
Lamu must happen. We need an alternative port. This, if people don't know, is a one-channel port. One ship can go out at a time, one ship can come in at a time. What if something were to happen on that channel? What happens? So we need to make sure that we have another port, a good port, world-class port that is going to service the region. And what is happening in Lamu right now is the building of three berths to start with, and they will grow to 32 berths. The good thing with Lamu is it's a deep water, naturally deep water harbor.
So you don't need to dredge or dig deeper or...
We shall dredge, just to make sure that we get post-Panamax vessels. Right now, Lamu has a natural depth of 18 meters.
And what's the depth here?
15 in the channel.
Wow.
And we're going to dredge it to 23 meters deep.
So just about any container ship on the planet could be able to
Yes.
dock in at Lamu, is that it?
Yes, yes. And now, once we have the LAPSET project up and running, like you said, game changer in that region, in the northern frontier.
Is that going to happen?
I believe it's going to happen. And it should happen.
It's
We
not
should push for it to happen.
It's not a pipe dream.
It's not a pipe dream. It's not a pipe dream.
And once that happens, the entire region will open up. I mean, it's all about Ethiopia, South Sudan, and Rwanda.
To Cameroon. We're going to create land bridges through to Cameroon. So anything that comes on the eastern side of Africa can go right to the western side of Africa. This is what other countries do in the world. They're able to transfer their cargo from one side of the ocean to the other side of the ocean. And this is what we are aspiring to do.
I guess the obvious question, MD, is why did it take so long? You know, you ask yourself, why did it take so long?
Such projects take a long time to plan. Yes, it could have happened before, but we have to look at the demand as well. We have to look at the demand, and then when you start building the project, you have to think in terms of 50 years ahead, 100 years ahead. Yeah? But it's never too late. It's never too late. It's happening now, and it's going to move this country forward.
This African Union dream of connecting the continent by 2063. You see that happening? They've been talking about it endlessly, and you know, obviously, things are in motion. You think it's going to happen in our lifetime? Because you know, hopefully, we'll still be alive.
Still be alive. I see it happening as long as we undertake these kinds of projects. We must do this kind of thing. And for Kenya as a country, if we're able to focus on Kenya, then inevitably the countries in the region will find that we have very good facilities, and businessmen are businessmen. They will go to the place that gives them the best and most cost-effective service. So if we do well in this country, then the other regions as well are going to gravitate towards Kenya.
Yeah.
Yes.
There'll always be naysayers and people talking negative about projects like CT2 over there. What do you tell those who say this is a white elephant? What do you tell them?
It's definitely not a white elephant. Cargo throughput is growing. By the year 2030, we should be doing over 3 million TEUs. And demand is growing. In fact, as we speak here, there are containers waiting in Jebel Ali and Salala, waiting to come to the port of Mombasa. But they wait to hear that, okay, the vessel has cleared, now you can go bring in the other vessel. Yeah? So if we have the capacity, then the traffic will just be coming in and out.
MD, I want to take another break, come back, and you and I are going to take a ride. you seem very shocked. We're going to take a ride to CT2.
Yes.
We're going to get on one of these border things of yours, and we'll take a ride.
Who's driving?
I'm driving.
Oh, my.
Oh, my, oh, my.
Oh, my.
Chef Koinange, live on the road at Kilindini, is about to literally get on the road. Managing Director of KPA, Catherine, and I are getting on the border, driving to container terminal number 2, aka Dubai. You don't want to miss that. Stay with us. We'll be back Maybe. In a moment.